Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be a Victoria's Secret makeup inspired video. I just kind of looked through a couple pictures of their makeup and I'm just going to kind of pull from there. So it's not going to be a recreation of any makeup, but it's just going to be an inspired look. So I'm going to first start out by framing my eyes by filling in my eyebrows. So the first thing I do is I just have this angled brush here. This is by Aveda. And I'm just going to comb through my brows and kind of get them the angle in which I want them to lay. I'm going to take my Anastasia brow powder. This one is an ash blonde, and I'm going to put a little bit of I'm going to mix the two colors, so a little bit of the lighter shade and a little bit of the darker shade. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my brows. I noticed that the Victoria's Secret models, their brows are a little bit fuller than what mine are naturally. So I'm going to go with my natural shape, but I'm just going to go ahead and make it just a little bit thicker. So that's what your brow should look like. I kept it very angular. Most of the models kind of go with their natural brow shape, it looks like, maybe just a little bit of redefinition. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eyebrow and I'll be right back. I have my eyebrows filled in, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cream eyeshadow by Revlon, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of this kind of white color, and I'm just going to put that on my finger and then just dab a little bit of it on top of my eyes. Now you don't want too much of this, you kind of just want to use it as a base that's going to make the colors look a little bit more vibrant. But you definitely, when you're putting this on, you don't want it to look white. Alright, and then what I'm going to take is this loose pigment from Ulta, and it says it's a mineral powder eyeshadow, and the color is Desert. So it's just kind of like a, I don't know if that'll focus, but it's just like a peachy, slightly shimmery eyeshadow. I'm just going to take that on my MAC 239. I just use the lid to tap the product on. I'm going to put it on both sides of my brush. Tap off the excess. And I'm just going to go ahead and focus that right on my lids here. So like so. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some of the product on the very tip of my brush like that and put it on the inner corners of my eye. Just so it has a little bit of a shine. So all I'm going to do here is take my MAC 217, and then I'm taking my Victoria's Secret eyeshadow. This one's in Pure Honey. I'm loading up a little bit of that product, and then slightly looking down so I can find my crease. I'm going to start in the middle here and just kind of soften through the inner corner of my crease, keeping that just like right in my crease. So not too much above, not too much below. And then as I get to the middle, I'm going to kind of start to build that color up a little bit higher. So it should look something about like that. Then what I'm going to do is take this Maybelline eyeshadow. It is vanilla and it's shimmery. All of these products have a slight shimmer to it because when you look on the Victoria's Secret website or on their models or anything, they're very shiny and shimmery. So I'm putting that on my MAC 239 that I just kind of wiped off from what I used before. And I'm going to really sharpen up my brow bone. And then just really lightly, I'm kind of going back and forth to blend in the top of that crease color that we put in. So it just has a nice gradient, so there's no lines all the way through. So as you can tell on this side, there's definitely a line. So we're just working to kind of blend that out and sharpen up the brow bone. So I'll show you one more time. So here's the brow bone right underneath the eyebrow. Gonna take it. I kind of like to make it for my brows a little bit thicker with the highlight color, starting at the arch of my brow and going to the outer corner of my eye, and then a little bit thinner towards the beginning of it. And then I'm just going to kind of soften all of this together so there's no harsh lines. Also going to take just a little bit of that white color and pop it right in the corner of my eye, so on top of that kind of peach color we used in the beginning. So you should be looking something like that. I'm going to line our upper lash line, and I'm using MAC's Black Track Fluid Line in a flat brush like this. So I already have some of the product on there. It's just a gel eyeliner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep this as close to my lash line as possible. And as you can see, I'm kind of like tapping it in as opposed to just going ahead and making a line, because I want this to be thin and I want this to be really close to my lashes. Then for the corner of my eye, I open it. And just kind of work my way along. Another thing that I do, I just grabbed a little bit more product, is I make sure that the tip of my brush is really thin. So instead of just kind of going back and forth, I really try and concentrate it when I get my product to get a really flat, thin line at the tip of my brush. And that helps me make a smaller, smoother line. Alright, and then I'm also just going to put that underneath my waterline. So this is the part that I'm talking about. If you don't know what the waterline is, it's the part between your eyelashes and your eye. It's this lower part down through here, but you also have one on the top. So I'm just going through and making sure that that's as black as can be. So like that. And just with that first pigment we used before, I'm going to take it on a small pencil brush. This one's by MAC. And just go slightly on top of that black so it's not so harsh. And also what I'm going to do is curl my lashes, put on some mascara, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so there we have the eyes just about done. I am going to put on some fake lashes at the very end. But next what we need to kind of work on is the contouring. Victoria's Secret models always have a lot of contouring in there. So what we're going to use for this is our angled brush. This one is again by MAC, and then the MAC blush in Harmony. So this is going to be similar to my video on how to highlight and contour, but I'm just going to show you guys again. So what I'm going to do is really get this in my cheekbones, because Victoria's Secret models are extremely fit and they have really nice pronounced cheekbones. So we're going to kind of create that by putting a darker shade on our cheekbones like this. I'm going to do this a little bit darker than I normally would, just so it picks up on camera. And then all I'm doing here is I'm just kind of fading this out so it goes on top of my cheekbones, or underneath my cheekbones rather. Then I'm going to take some of my powder here and contour my nose. So I'm going to take it and go with a straight line down like that, and with a straight line down on the other side. And then I'm just going to kind of blend a little bit. like so. So I have a more slim nose. Because it's Victoria's Secret, we definitely need to add some nice shimmery highlights. So just with that same angled brush, I'm going to use Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick, and this one is in beige. So that's what it looks like, and there's the back there. So I'm just kind of swirling it all together, and I'm going to put that on top of my cheeks. Down the center of my nose, and on my forehead. So like that. Then I'm going to add just a very light blush, and this one is Apricot Breeze, and it's actually by Mary Kay. I'm going to use that on a blush brush. This again is one by Mary Kay. Just swirl that around. You just want that on the apples of your cheeks. Then I'm just kind of smoothing it all together so it has a nice cohesive look. What I'm going to do for the lips is I'm going to take just a little bit of my Studio Finish concealer and put that along my lips to kind of neutral out all of the pigment that's in there. I don't want them to completely disappear, so I'm not going to make them 100% opaque with this concealer. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this is Sweet Raisin Lip Gloss by Mary Kay, and put that on top. Just put some lashes on. Which completes my Victoria's Secret inspired look. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye! Alright, so I just went ahead and put some loose curls through my hair, and I'm having a video up on that. It's how to curl your hair with the GHD flat iron, and I just did that so you guys can see the full look. I hope you guys enjoy. Bye!